it is March 5th, and it is a Thursday, and it is a beautiful, beautiful morning. Man, the temp is not bad at all. It didn't rain like it was supposed to rain this morning. I mean, it still may rain, but at least I got my camp up and everything. And last night, I didn't even go to sleep with my winter cap on or my gloves. And I mean, God, the tent was so comfortable. I mean, this is the tent that is ideal for camping last night. And this spot, I just slept so good. I couldn't believe how good I slept. Probably, I mean, honestly, probably one of the best nights of camping I've had. So peaceful. This spot, I didn't hear anything. And you hear the traffic just a little bit, but man, I don't know. It was an epic night for sure. And man, I slept so good. And the peace I got last night at this camp spot compared to what I got at Laughing Heart Hostel, night and day, night and day. I almost don't want to leave this spot, but I got to. So last night I was looking, so I was going to go do that 18.6 to that next shelter, which I don't know why, but I'm trying to stay away from shelters, but it seemed like the best option within that range. But then I looked and it said, again, no camp spots there at that shelter. And then again, and all the people at Laughing Heart Hostel are already around here. So I'm pretty sure they're all heading to that hostel, because after that hostel, I mean shelter, not hostel. After that shelter, it's another 8 miles. So I doubt they're going to go that far. And, you know, most of these people, that's what they do. They go from shelter to shelter to shelter. Not many of them stealth camp. So I was looking, there's this place called, it's like a graveyard area, but the reviews were amazing. Like they said, super grassy, great. I mean, every review, awesome camp spot, great camp spot. And there's a spring like 0.5 before it with camping there too. So, but it's at like 15 and a half. So I think that's what I'm going to shoot for instead of that shelter, just because it sounds like an epic spot. And right now I just would rather like give up 3 miles and camp in a really awesome spot without a crowd. So that's what I'm shooting for today. And I'm excited to see if it's really as awesome as everyone says it is. I hope so. But it looks like it is going to be an amazing day. And hopefully it won't rain. That would be amazing. Really would. All right, well, I'm almost packed up. I'm going to get to hiking, and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all, so I made it to Little Laurel Shelter, and as you can see, that's the shelter. Let me give you a little tour. As you can see, the shelters in this area, North Carolina and Tennessee, are not the best shelters in the world. So you can tell it's pretty rickety. Lots of holes in the concrete. There's a picnic table, and then you can see the privy is right there, and the water is that way straight down. I think it's like 50 yards. I think that's what I was just talking to this girl Rise, she was telling me that. She's one of the people at Laughing Heart. Yeah, so it's funny, the temp has really dropped. I know we're up a lot higher, but and it's starting to look more like a chance of rain now. Man, it'd be nice if it held off though. I think either way I'm gonna camp, unless it's just pouring, and then maybe I'll go that extra 3 to that shelter. But I think there's gonna be a few people there. I know, because I know at least 4 people stayed here last night, and I know they're probably just gonna go that shelter, because like I said, it's either you do a 17 or you do a 26, but they may. So the shelter will probably be full. So either way, I plan on camping, even if it's just a light rain. Yeah, so man, it was a gnarly climb up here too from where I camped. And so this is 4 miles, 4.2, I think. And it was pretty much a steady climb. And then we still have like 2.5 miles to get to the top of the ridge after this. So yeah, climbing for a little bit, but then I'll get on the ridge and you kind of do this, and then you drop back down. Yeah. So I am probably just gonna put on my pack and eat as I hike, and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all. So man, I just got done doing that little ridge section. You get to, I think it's Blackstaff Cliffs and then White Rock Cliffs, or it's either White Rock Cliffs and Black, whatever that is. So you go by those cliffs, and then you're on this ridge, and it's exposed. There is a bad weather trail if the weather gets really bad up there, because it was pretty windy up there today. I'm glad I'm not doing it tomorrow, because tomorrow it's supposed to be 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts. Man, you'd have got blown off up there. But man, that ridge line, you just go up and down, you're bouldering, and there's just views and views and views and views. Man, it's epic. I love that section. I remember that distinctly from 2016. Me and my buddy Unicorn hiked it, but it had rained that morning, so everything was wet and slick, or it might have still been raining a little bit. And when we went over it, so it was really hairy back then. This time it wasn't that bad at all. It was just beautiful and fun. A little windy, but absolutely gorgeous. Man, that is a cool section. That is definitely a cool section. So I think I'm done with that now. I haven't came back around to the bad weather trail. That's usually when you know for sure you're done, but I'm sure it's somewhere up here. Yeah, so I am going to hike to this, I think it's called Jerry's Cabin. It's a shelter, and take a little break there because it's only 12, and that spot I want to camp at, and that's really nice, is only 5 miles. So I've already done 10.2, no, 10.4, and then that is another 5.1. No, I mean, yeah, another 5.1. So I got all the time in the world. I could just keep going, I guess, but I don't know. I just really enjoy if it's a really, really nice camping spot. I mean, I would love to camp there. The next option I would stop at is that shelter, which is 3 miles past it. So I don't know. If I get there early, I don't see the big deal. I've been doing it forever anyways. And I'll eventually finish. So yeah, man. But man, that section though, I'm telling you, that is amazing. I love that section. All right, let me keep on hiking and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all, so I made it to Jerry Cabin Shelter, and it is not a cabin. Cabin has 4 walls. This does not. I think what makes it a cabin is because it has a fireplace, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't define something as a cabin just because it has a fireplace. But enough of that. Let me give you a little tour and show you around. Alright, so this is the front of the shelter. This is the nicest part of it. It's the sign. It's really nice. The table is inside. And then, as you can tell, that's all Goodwill stuff right there. Just little plank board. Actually, you know, it's not even level. Like, check this out. Like, if you slept there, you would roll over onto this person, I think. And then, here's what makes it a cabin. Dun, dun, dun. Fireplace. And check it out. There is hand sanitizer here. That's pretty nice. That Noro. And, let's see. So, nice little fire pit with log seats around. The water is that way. Let's see, where's the privy? I don't see a privy around here. Maybe this is, yeah, I don't see a privy. I don't know if there is a privy here. I don't see a sign for a privy, and I don't see one anywhere. So there may not be a privy here, but there may. It looks like there's some decent camping, especially like down there maybe. I don't know. That looks all sloped to me. I wouldn't put my tent there. But I'm a flat spot snob. Yep. This is Jerry's Cabin Shelter. And I'm not really impressed, I gotta say. Anyway, so I still have, I think I only have like 3.5 miles to that Shelton grave site where I want to camp. And the shelter is another 6. So the shelter is actually only 3 miles from past that Shelton grave. But there are a bunch of people heading to the shelter. And I don't really like shelters. And the reviews about that Shelton grave, just, I mean, there's so many good reviews on Gut Hooks about it. And the thing is, like I said, I find like old cemeteries and graveyards just really relaxing and peaceful. I used to do make monuments and tombstones. I had a grandfather who had the business, but it was the old school business where you would get the stone and you put the rubber matting on it and cut it out with a X-Acto, and then you put it in a shed and sandblasted it, and then go to the cemeteries and set it up and stuff. Now most of that stuff is done through like with robots and stuff, and it's kind of like an assembly line. They stamp out what the eulogy and the name and date and everything on the rubber matting, and so then they put it into a shed with a sandblast, so it's kind of like a robotic arm that sandblasts it. But what happens is, so you sandblast all the parts that cut out on the rubber, and it engraves it, and everything where the rubber is doesn't get, the sand just bounces off. So that's how they make those tombstones. I used to do it for a little bit. I love the job, but the best part about the job was just hanging out in cemeteries and graveyards. I just find them relaxing. And if it's a really nice one, I would love to camp there. And like someone said in Gut Hooks, they're like, I'm sure the Sheltons would love the company. So I'm sure they will, you know. Yeah, but I am going to chill out here for a little bit and eat and maybe drink some coffee. I'm going to try to get Goodwill to cook me some coffee. And because like I said, it's only like 1 o'clock and I only have like 3.5 miles to get there. And after I did that ridge, my knee's been bothering me. Like right about a half mile after that ridge, I started feeling my knee. I've been going really slow since then. Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and rest for a little while and take it easy and get back to hiking. And when I get to camp, I will get back with y'all. All right. Alright, y'all, this is my home for the night. And this spot is called Shelton Graves. And these are the stones. I think it's a mom and dad, and then the two on the end, like this one and this one, are, I think they're sons. So the story is that the two sons were Union soldiers who either came home to visit after the Civil War or during the Civil War, came home to visit their family, and they were ambushed and killed by locals and neighbors. Now we all know we're in North Carolina right now. North Carolina was part of the Confederacy, so the two Shelton boys went over to fight on the Union side. So I'm sure all the locals, all like 25 of them, were like, those damn Shelton traitorous folk going over to the Union Army and fighting. So I'm sure once they found out they came to visit, I mean, man, that was a terrible war. So, I'm not sure what they were thinking coming here after that. I don't know. But anyways, sad story, but, you know, that whole thing was sad, to be honest. So, and I know people are going to be like, that's so disrespectful of you to put your tent right by their tombstones. No, it isn't. It really isn't. I'm not even on their plot. And who are you to say that they don't want company? They may want company. And if they don't want any company, I'm sure they will let me know sometime tonight. Win-win. But anyways, man, I like this spot a lot. So as soon as I got here, I was like, the energy here is amazing. You know, I don't know. It's just such a cool spot. And then check out that tree back there. That is a cool tree. So a big reason I ended up putting my tent there too is there's some really good camp spots, like right back in here, if you can see. But if you look up, all these things are like widow makers. These branches, they're just all ready to go. And if you look back there, you can see tons of these branches have fallen. There's back there, and then back there, there's piles of them everywhere. So, you know, that's something I looked at too. And then I was like, man, that spot right here is super flat. And like I said, so what I did is I'm like, if I was buried there and someone wanted to put their tent next to it, would I mind? And I was like, no, of course not. So that's kind of like the logic I use. But like I said, if they do have a problem with it, and if y'all have been watching my videos since the beginning, you know I've camped in like 3 or 4 supposedly haunted spots, because I'm into that stuff. But nothing ever happened. So we'll see. If something happens, cool. If not, cool. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna sit right over there, and I'm gonna start editing my video. I'm gonna cook some food and drink some water. Oh yeah, and by the way, my knee, I still felt it a lot, but it as I kept hiking, it felt better and better and better, and that pain that I was feeling went away. So man, I am happy about that. Yeah, I like this spot a lot, man. I like this spot a lot. I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all, so I'm gonna end it for today. As you can see, the sun is setting. Beautiful sunset. So let's see, today I did 15 and a half to the Shelton gravesite. And man, what an amazing day. It was a little chilly today. It's weird, it started off really mild and then it got colder and colder, and then about like 2:33 to about like 4 it was really mild again, and then now the temp's starting to drop pretty good again. So tomorrow, I don't know when the wind's supposed to start, but it's supposed to be like super windy tomorrow, and the temps are supposed to go down, back down into the 20s tomorrow. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But man, what a great day, and what a just beautiful experience. I just I don't know, like sitting here, just always when I'm next to like a cemetery or a graveyard and stuff, I don't know, I just always reflect on my life a lot, um and just how amazingly lucky I am to be out here, doing this again for my second time. And like, it's a miracle that I'm out here, I mean, I mean, I don't know. It's amazing that I'm still alive. Like, the stuff I put myself through when I was younger, and the drinking and all that stuff, and just, I don't know. I just always, for some reason, when I'm just next to a cemetery or a graveyard, I just really contemplate life a lot, and I just get like just such an amazing like feeling of gratitude for just being alive, and then being out here and doing this. And I don't know, I don't know, you know I've feel like I've come a really, really, really long way in my life. And you know I I like dug myself all the way down and down and down till I couldn't dig no more, and then had to crawl all the way back out, grueling climb back out, fell back in a couple times, finally just crawled back out and swore I'd never go near that hole ever again. And I haven't, and look where I am and look what I'm doing. Because one day I got sick of it and I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna drink myself to death. I'm not gonna. And I made that decision, and life is beautiful, and I am the luckiest guy in the world. Yeah. Well, I'll talk with y'all in the morning. All right.